Hello, hello, everybody. How you guys doing this evening? I got a lot of noise in the background because I'm doing laundry. Hey, everybody, TenebrisTenshi here. Well, I remembered to put the game audio. I forgot to put the game capture. There we go. There we go. Now, it has been a hot minute since the last time I played Final Fantasy XIV, and for kind of good reason. Obviously, we took the break, and I didn't feel like there was anything else I wanted to do after I finished the story in Final Fantasy XIV. But now that the team at least is preparing in that, what's it called? They are, there was a question of, hey, if you want to play something different, yada, 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 just let me know. And otherwise, just let me know if you're live. And I let them know, yeah, well, just, and I'm doing this as a recap. I know I've mentioned this before, both in tweet form and, you know, in other streams, but, I also, you know, I said, yeah, well, you know, I'd like to play Black Mage, but beyond the fact that, you know, it's the one caster that doesn't have a res because it requires a lot of high execution to do high amounts of damage, to be fair. Relatively good balance. But also it's really hard to find a tank. But I threw it out there, and all of a sudden we had two people who were able to switch off to tank, and ta-da! And it was just like, come again. Huh. Hold on a sec. Because some things are acting a little funky here, and I want to be able to fix them before anything else comes into play. Let's see. But yeah, because of that, I won't be tanking anymore, which is gonna be weird, because I've been tanking for the past... I did all of Shadowbringers as a tank, and then all thus far of Endwalker as a tank, so this will be the first time since Stormblood that I haven't been a tank. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Sitting there like, what the heck? Alright. That's a little interesting. Huh. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I'd done that other one to adjust. But let's go to full screen here. See there is something I have to adjust here. This is not my usual Final Fantasy. Oopsie. This is not my usual Final Fantasy XIV layout. Get the entire live overlay. I'm gonna get rid of the viewer count. And as a result, let's bring that overlay a little lower here. There we go. That should be that. For now, anyway. I can clean that up a little bit more, but I'm not going to worry about it until later. First things first, let's, it's been a hot minute. Let's make sure we don't lose the house, because I haven't been in the game literally since the last time I played it on stream, I believe. Maybe I might have done it once afterwards, but let's not lose the house. Now, granted, it could be that someone else has been doing that for me. And that's why the house is just fine. However... Oh. Aha. Wow. Yeah, due to my absence, he got transferred. Transferred to whom, I wonder? I mean, that's fair. Again, I'm gone. But who did you get transferred to? To Ro. Okay, so that's good enough. And Ro's been in the past 5 days, so perfectly fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, that's fine. That's weird that it transferred to Ro, probably because she's the newest one. Well, luckily, what I usually come in here for, I can get from here anyway, so. Alrighty. Because Ro was here 5 days ago, I assume that she also popped into the FC, and that's why we still have the house, so huzzah. Alright, so with that done, as I mentioned just now, we don't have, or I'm not going to be tanking anymore, which is going to be sad for a little bit at least. But I'm not going to worry about it. What I'm going to be doing instead is blimming. And actually, on that angle of blimming, right, because I'm going to be black maging, I changed my race. If the Femro made sense for, you know, big bad tank, I'm not going to do a Lalafell unless, you know, some kind of goal is met. I don't think I'll ever do a Lalafell again that I can't, you know, easily switch out of again. I gotta do it for a meme or something. I could do... Well, we popped in. What would we say to possibly... Oh, another thing I want to do here real quick. What's the frame rate at? Okay, it's at 120, perfect. That's why it looks a little draggy sometimes on my preview, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys, don't worry about it. Alright. What's my gear like? A little bit, well actually what's my gear, let's see. Gear set, Black Mage is 615, I was at 628 on my tanks. That's what everybody else was saying, because I know that we might be losing one member just because he wants to be able to try and weak run clear without knowledge. It's fine. I won't die because of it. Into at least the or was I hovering over somebody else? Oh, Zygus is here for the league. That's hilarious. I haven't talked to Zygus in forever. Oh. I'm sure I should grab the road in here and make her an officer. Make it easier. Am I blind? Or just like shoot by her and not notice? Or she's not part of this anymore? Huh. Well, I'll just hop into the 14 channel in here just because I can. I'll just mute myself there. That way I don't have to worry about it. Okay. But yeah, we are behind in gear, so because I'm assuming 630 would be the top tier, and I need to be at least, I'd say at least 622, 25 maybe, give or or take, right? Before that becomes a thing. Alright, what do I have just to see what I need to replace? This is how long it's been. Oh my goodness gracious. I'll just take it this way for now. Okay, so Abyssos. 630, 610 was literally bottom tier. We can get 630s. At least 620s, I should be okay. Okay. I have... Okay, good. I at least have Abyssos legs. Good. Good. This is... Oh, this is old. Yeah, no. And that's actually old too. Look at all this old snaps. The Abyssos Spring, Asphodelos Spring, that I need to update. Asphodelos Amulet, but I do have the Abyssos Choker. I do have the Lunar Envoys. Okay, that's good. So basically I need to replace the helm, the chest, especially the chest. How much? I don't have enough for the chest, but I can get it if I farm up some stuff. Aye. So yeah. Let's just say that we have some work to do. We'll think about doing a Fantasia a little bit later. But I also need to know what are the current rotations for Blinn. Wait, where's all my Final Fantasy 14 stuff? There it is. I was about to say, what the F? Where's all my stuff? There's Blinn. It looks like the current opener is a Fire 3 opener, huh? I'm not gonna worry about, hello? I have a feeling that that was gonna happen. Just taking a hot minute to open. Alrighty. So Sharpcast Fire 3. Thunder on the pull. Wow, this is the one rotation I didn't like that much. I like the other one that started with ice. But if this is the way it's gotta be, right? It's just the way it is. I could let it go as insofar as oh well, you know, I'm not maining Black Mage, I'm just doing it over here and it does enough damage on its own. But now we're gonna be getting to actually raiding on it, so I need to be able to do this. Luckily I have plenty of time to practice this. Unlike when I was switching tanks on the fly, I'll be like, can I do a proper rotation with this tank? Let's figure that out. I have literally about a half month. Okay, where do I have my thing? So yeah, I should have everything in the relatively same place. So Sharpcast, Fire 3, Under 3. We're not doing that. Thank you. Also, another thing I want to see, do I have the coins to be able to, yeah, reach? Oh, this is for last year. Why do I still have this? What else? Yeah, I'm a little off from being able to, okay, there it goes. For a sign coin. I do have one of those. Let's just see what we can buy. Let's go back to Raz. At least I have that. While I'm not as unaware of what I need to be doing here, to say the least. Let's see here. I know there's going to be a lot of things I still have to get used to. These are the exchange of the weapons. Oh, right, because I still need the, Oh, I have ultralight tombstones. So I can actually get the weapon. Nice. Is the weapon better suited here? Actually, I should go back one over here. I'm doing a lot of things. I know. Yeah, there's a lot of, basically spell speed hits. So I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say I still need an extra buttload of spell speed. Yeah, I need the Abyssos coat. Oh, but that's crit dead. That's I mean, like, I get why the Abyssos weapon, because the Abyssos weapon's 5 eye levels above the main. That I get. And see, that's direct hit, not exactly great. Yeah, and the Abyssos rod was crit spell speed, so. Anyway. But the hairpin, though, is actually this. Crit dead. Compared to the other one, I wonder what it was. I know that's spell speed low, but why not? Maybe because I'm choosing the lower spell speed. I hit the 1292 spell speed for the higher variance. Let's see. This is home. I don't have, but that's okay. Spell speed. And it does use the chest piece. Oh, and it switches out for the, instead of the Lunar Envoys. Yeah, I got the Abyssos culottes, so that's cool. That's alright. Where's this hypostatic from? Oh, I know where that's from. That's from, your sign, actually. Alright, so far so good. So the only thing I needed was, actually I need the augmented Lunar Envoy, so that's cool. The two things that I have left there on the right are augmented, so that's perfect. Not that I'm gonna be, if I can't get the augmented, I'm not gonna do it, no. But everything I can get, except for the boots. The boots are the only thing I can't get. It's this. Unless I'm mixing and matching, but you know, that's never a good idea. It's fine, I'm not gonna worry about it. But what should I get? Probably I should get the right side, right? We get A, B. Actually, this is the lower thing, right? 600 versus, oh, these are 600 too. So yeah, let's get the right side. I need the wrist and ring. Oh well, that's fine. I'm gonna worry about melding quite yet. Alright, 616. I should probably get the weapon though. The weekly cap. What's that from, I wonder? Let's find out. Ultimate Omega, okay. I might actually want to go do that at some point in the future when I care, which is very unlikely. I'm enough for any of this stuff. I'd have to go in and clear some more. Ugh, I would kill to at least get like the little bits I need. Alright, I would never be able to get the chest piece at all. Okay. Well, let's do the two. These two buggers. I do need at least one of these. This one I know I can get the drop consistently. Is this one unlocked yet? It doesn't say, so maybe. No, weekly. Okay, never mind. Alright. Yeah, let's just do these because 24 mans at least will allow me some leeway to get back into the swing of things, right? Just a little bit of leeway. Tomorrow we'll do some Resident Evil 7, but for now, I won't worry about it. I know I'm geared enough to be pretty good. I know how to redo my should I race change though? I might not be the tallest anymore because of the fact that Femra is the tallest female. But I was okay with the tallest Allison. Yes, some of the males would beat me in height at that point, but what does it matter? We're gonna do some roof or something. We can do Aglaya twice, so at least we can get the upgrade materials. Man, it's been such a hot minute since I've last played this game. It's so weird. It's so strange right now. But it's okay. One thing I should probably do is... Oh yeah, I do have my instant teleports right here. But I should probably, on my hotbars, have ones that are very specific, you know? My driver's license photo. Sorry about it. Ooh, I got a left eye. Okay. Oh, I feel squishy. They got our healers not putting up shields that well. That's how you do Druid. You just move the littlest bit you need to do. At least I know how to do that much. a spell speed to actually handle that. That's nice. I know the queen! I'm gonna hit by that. Ah! I'm gonna hit by that. I'm dead. Okay. That was a whoopsie on my part. Oh well. I was in the top 4 or 5, so I was doing pretty good. I forgot. I forgot where I put that. Ready? I figured as much. Let's see what we got. Viking scouting. Means I can only get once per week. I don't know. Thank you very much. I've been doing alright. With one death, I was about 6 out of 24, which is not bad. Could it be better? Yes. Getting to the bad point. I'm not gonna worry about it because It's been so long. For it. Yeah, that's a big boom in the front. It's so weird. I'm used to running to help that out, but obviously I don't need to now because I squish it. I just do big boom. Okay, that's the mana word, okay. I have a defensive somewhere. I just forgot what it was. Am I the only black mage in this entire thing? Yeah, I am. Look at that. Oh, and I was praising myself in these. Two dancers and 2 bards in the other party, so. 我が妹. Okay, so. I can cast them both, but whatever. So don't move. I'm not moving. Okay, that's it. That was a dumb on my part, but that's okay. Been a hot minute. Alright, it's just gonna push me again. There we go, got it. Just continue to put on dot on her too, just because it's a lot easier. Good. I'm not moving. I'm going to put a dot on her. Doing this stuff again. That one's slow. I'm gonna hit Surecast on that one because I don't want him to move again. I'm in the middle of everything, please stop. I would appreciate it if you didn't do that anymore. I would appreciate it very kindly. Oh, it's too late for my lord, whatever. That one. Oh, it was over the line. I call shenaniganery. Okay, so keep moving. You are not having Blizzard is gonna hurt. There we go. Now I'll be okay for a little bit. Alright. After the game, I didn't get to see what the other one was. And bottoms of casting, but those aren't better than mine, so I'll pass. It's yuck. I haven't been able to see the entirety of the Did they redo how the AoE rotation works? Since last I checked. That would suck if they did. No, something happened. Not happening, guys. After this, it sounds like I need to go and do my laundry real quick, but we'll do it out when we get to it, right? Little bits at a time. After this, then I know I'm gonna lose my thing.
何時らの部位先人に示してみせよ。我が槍よ、凍てつくきらめきを宿せ。誉れのためにその身を捧げよ。
Oh my goodness, okay. I don't know if I'm in the right tower, but I'm gonna stand here anyway. There we go.
私は主らの先人ぞ。
I'm doing actually decently right, good, which is kind of fun. I didn't expect to be doing anywhere near as good as I am. But then again, we want to be over here, yeah. Probably should have put it right on the line. Or whatever. Oh boy. Ow! Shenanigans. Okay, it's okay. Okay, because it wasn't me problem. Yeah, I have to try that, but being on Blinn for the first time in forever. Nope. I'm gonna stand here with the rest of everybody else. Yeah, because I am B, so this is to be expected. How you doing, Barrow? I saw you were playing not too long ago. Ah, don't want any of that. Please don't, at least don't cross over me. Thank you. Man, up until that freezing, I was third. Now I'm seventh. Now I cry. Oh, and I did the stupid. Ah! I lived! I lived, bitch. What do you say now? Nice. Oh man, Alliance A is just gone. I'm just doing stuff, period, again, to get used to my thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, over here. Yeah, she... Oh, please. Ah, fuck that up. I'm not moving. I'm the black mage. I get to not move. I like this. Ah, of course. I'm a lot cross. You saw I was standing here way after that happened. Maybe I just got used to my single player games. Save me! Out from me first. I was doing so good for the first two fights, and all of a sudden, this one wants to say, "No, F you." Okay, I got this. It's okay. I do have my shield. Now it's back. What's she sound like in English? I haven't actually had the opportunity to do that, considering saying she sounds cool in Japanese. There he is. I got hit by that for sure. Okay. I did say that I didn't have to move, right? Sometime in the past? I'm really grateful for the fact that you keep puts me in a good position every time so far. No, I'm moving out there now, because every single time, I'm just playing it safe, because look, I would have clearly died. I went out too. Oof. Oh my god, I live, bitch! Try it again! My healers are great, I love them. Ah. My timing on my spell speed is not as great, but that's okay. As I will continue to admit, that's a me problem. I'll let them finish that off. Mimic of striking. Boots of striking again. Okay. I don't know why I was refreshing my Umber Ice. I'm gonna lose it anyway between the cutscene and this stuff. Oh well. Just kidding. I'm just gonna do this because I want to do it. I'm gonna... Takushi, she's very fancy. Now, I'm actually paying attention to the Japanese for the first time in a while. You remember about my Aether skating because that is going to be super useful, especially come raid time. Oh boy, come on. All this moving around is lowering my damage something fierce. Hey, where'd you go? Yeesh. You ruined everything. Dot these two bottom ones. Come on. Owie! Inside. All of a sudden I'm not doing as well. I wonder if it's the mechanics or what. It's probably because I'm walking around so much more. That's probably what it is. Oh, I see that. Oh, here. Good enough. I should probably cast one more. Now we're at 7. Let's refresh this a bit. Oh gosh. How? 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 I deserve to die for that. What was that? I got so shocked by that other one that I survived. I was just like, how? How did I live through that one? There was no way. I was absolutely surrounded. What is this garbage? How is she still so high? Am I? Whoever chick smiles and then I kind of killed myself on them, huh? Just edge it. There we go. There we go. Like that. Don't go too far. There we go. I'm ending up in fourth in DPS, which is nice. Okay, good. Got it. Give me the white mage because I didn't feel very shielded. Okay, what do we got? Let's see, nah. Medicine, none of that. No thanks. Still don't have the white on cologne. Might have the Nymphia card, but I can always sell it. Okay. And a very appropriate OCP considering I'm playing his favorite class right now, right? The one that's always perfectly balanced because it's the OCP's class. If I get any of those, I'm going to be absolutely lucky. I'm not sure I have now. Oh, yeah, I don't get that much from this. Come on. Come on. Holding off is not going to get you anywhere, buddy. Like, I mean, like, early on in Final Fantasy XIV, it makes sense. You're going to get people who run off without thinking, and probably you still do, but you're not going to get enough at all to, you know, really do this anymore. I'd rather just wait. I mean, it's only what? A minute and a half? I got patience. I'll wait till the whole thing kicks me out. Oh, you wanna know what I discovered again the other day? I don't know what made it cross my mind, but there was this old Flash animator on Newgrounds of all places that had something I was looking up, and I decided to see if he had it posted, but he didn't have that one posted. But he had a bunch of his other ones posted, including what was it? Oh, sweet! My the red mage got it. Nice. Anyway, had a song that was based on the Chocobo theme going, Final Fantasy is an RPG, the only one that I need, it's the RPG for me. Okay, let's get rid of your first sign, since we've already got our thing for the week, except for the drop. It's okay. Wait, I got 2 out of 3. What's the other thing? Oh, right, the other thing is one of these buggers in it. Alright, let's do Agalea so I can get an upgrade material. Trying to get my black mage gear up and running, right? It's somewhat. I don't need it to be, this. I just need it to be passable for, week 1 stuff, especially week 2 stuff. I mean, I guess in technicality it doesn't even matter, because so long as I farm my tomes, I can give them all to my, the people in my raid group that craft and be like, here, I give you all my tomes, or what, I buy all the things and give it to you, you make them. Give me everything. I just have to remember to do, what's it called? Expert on my tank, so I keep getting the crystals to upgrade. Also, Daryl, if you're still around, do you think I should, because when I bought the Fantasia to go to Ephemeral at the end of, what was it, P3? I think it's P3S, when we finally cleared that bitch. That freaking Firebird. I think I got like a set of 3. So, since I'm going Blim, should I Fantasia into a different, race? Or should I stay as Femro? You the one with the Fantasia? Yeah, I got 2 more Fantasias. Oh, I have a hand piece for Abyssos. I already have it for this, that explains that. I guess I could do it for this. Depends on what the Abyssos handpiece for healers is like. That's not the Abyssos. This is the Abyssos. That's not even the Abyssos. I'm a big dum-dum. Dum-dum-dum. The hand healing. Piety. Piety I'm not so big on, but then again, I don't heal as much anymore as I used to. So, yeah, let's just do it. The Creed I'm okay with just because I usually play as the shield healers. Here's that. many people are doing Agalea, huh? He must have farmed the heck out of that for the tokens. Alright, so with that in mind, Upcast at 12, Fire 3 at 4, or 3, excuse me. And oh, the Hardcast Thunder 3 is weird. I feel like there should be a Swift, but maybe the Swift is being used later. Hardcast Thunder 3. Glass, Fire 4, Pot, Fire 4, Amplifier, Ley Lines, Fire 4, Swiftcast, Fire 4, Tripcast, Despair, Menafont, Fire 4, Sharpcast, Despair, Blizzard, Xenoglassy, Paradox, Blizzard 4, Thunder 3. What do you mean? I've done a bunch of things to my mic since the last time you came in. I've done a bunch of things to my setup since the last time you came in, just in general. Aha! I believe I can fix that though. Alright. Let's find out. How about that? Any better? I don't think it was because of the fact of that. Hold on. I saw that it was still open. Yeah. I just turned it down. Because of the denoiser and stuff I have in place. Let's see. How's that? Well, actually, I don't even have to ask. I can do something here. Yeah, that sounds. How's that sound? Sounds better in my ear anyway. Could be wrong. Let me open up the other bit. Especially with freaking Agalia, sorry. Let me see. Oh. I said something like that. Interesting. Is Let's see. No. The difference is, I think the base is higher, actually. How's that? If I put, like, taking off all the pan here, this is what it sounds like. Sounds like I'm in a tunnel. Give or take. Let's see here. If I turn it down, I'm trying to find it because I literally have, like, so I have my XLR mic, goes into the interface, which then I have a virtual thing here. We'll move it from here then. But I have a virtual like interface that lets me kind of reroute different sounds, whatnot, so I can have different headset stuff. And I also have a voice modifier. So it's passing through one. Technically, why it was worse is because this also has a gain on it. So there's a gain on the mic itself, a gain on that bit. There's a gain in here and a gain in there, and too much stuff. It's only a third-party tool for insofar as the stream is concerned. It does not get pushed into the game. Now, if there was a in-game voice chat and I'm pushing in voice mod as a third-party tool, you're right. I would be breaking terms of services, but they didn't provide that, so screw that.
Roshi, this person's shooting with voice modulation.
That's why I have sound effects. Like, now that I'm Black Mage, I get to do this. Lots of explosion. Oh, and I also have this one that this scored as a third party tool. I mean, in technicality, I could see it. Like, legally speaking, yes. But you have to be like to the letter of the law. Like, no room for just like, maybe. Oh, I do have a Final Fantasy 14 sound effect, but I have this.
Sloppy.
Oh, damn. You just reminded me that I actually got a new little sound thing that I didn't put in yet. Hold on. What? New sound effects in here. Hold on. Interesting. Play old fantasy RPG starter pack, which, you know, fair enough. Guess we'll do that later. Caps is caps, so whatever. Ah! Made me stop for nothing. I saw the Wilhelm screen for funsies too. But let me get the other thing, because that one's something that I found somewhere else. And it worked out very, very well. Or at least it will work out very, very well for certain situations. This up. Thank you. All my recorded video that I don't plan on uploading, but I keep some of this stuff just in case I want to do an edit thing later. Ooh. For that. Perfect, this is it. There we go. Now, and I have this. Oh, get off the cross. We need the wood. I just have to find a good picture to put on that so I can look it later. I had the driver's license photo the first time I went into freaking UFO sign, and all of a sudden now I have an actual pose that I had set. I'm so confused. What happened? Portraits are fun. They're like a second tier of glamour, right? First you have to find the right glamour. Yeah, as soon as you change anything, it breaks. That's just the way it is. Interrupt that, that's fine. Don't care. There's another person in B Alliance that said, beware on Black Mage. It's like, anybody who's gotten to this tier kind of knows what to expect when it comes to Black Mage, just FYI. That just because I want to get knocked over there. I'm just standing there? No, they got a knock, and I'm over here, so it's fine. I haven't done it for P8S, to be fair. And yeah, I was still on tanks for P8S and I didn't even clear it. First phase was too frustrating. We were on it for forever and a day. It's fine, it's fine. I mean, I did do P1 and P2. The P1, P2, and P3. Bad positioning. That's okay. Ooh, nope, hold on. I need help because I'm not going to heal. To be fair, I'm not expecting them to kill me. It's so long since I've done this one. Okay. Oh, P2, okay. And I was thinking wrong anyway. I was thinking of P5 and P6 in my head. Even though you did say P2. So there is that. Yeah, I haven't seen. I've seen basically up until like Dog 2 and what the other one is. Yeah, second phase basically. Not second phase, second rotation in the first phase. So. We got interrupted in the middle of the raid tier having to find new tank. So we had to redo like earlier phase. Yeah, animals too, that's it. So that hurt because we got to P8 really late. Yeah. We definitely kind of went above and beyond this tier. There's always one tier that they kind of do a little bit too much. It just happened to be that one this tier. And that one's still. Yeah. We had lost our tank before getting, well, we were in P7, but we hadn't cleared it yet. Our tank had left surreptitiously. Said, oh, my graphics card died. Gonna have to get it fixed, so I can't go in tomorrow. Okay. So we kind of skipped that day, and we went in the next day, and we're like, where are you? Where are you? He's gone. Absolutely gone. Now there is a raid meme of everybody make sure your graphics cards are working before coming. Just double check to see that everybody's graphics card's still working. Now it's like a raid meme. What I'm gonna have to start doing is memorizing where I'm gonna be standing at what times, just in general. Because of this. The more I have to move, the worse it's gonna be for me. If I can pre-plan where I'm going to be in what phase and so on and so forth, it won't matter as much. Plus, you know, everybody else can move around me. Because again, I'm the Black Mage. I will not be moving. And without a proper reason to. Like, one of the healers have pre-positioned for me so I can Aether skate to them or some shit like that. That's another thing I need to probably plan around, is who's gonna be where so I can pre-position myself. And hopefully there's not another tier like freaking E2 so that I don't accidentally Aether skate into freaking water and get my feet wet. Myself gangrene. Or gout. Okay, not bad. Ah. Ah. Interrupted myself. Do that after this fight. It's all about the fact that you have a bloom in your group. That part I got. Alright, done and done. We moved the sand up north at the beginning of... Up north in what fight? Because obviously up north is relative depending on... That explains that. Dude, I've been out for so long, I probably don't even remember how to do half the fight. I've been out since like at least end of February. Beyond the fact that I need to yeah, that'll be the major problem is because you're still gearing people up. That and by the end of the tier, I was so bored I wasn't really playing outside of raid, so I wasn't... End of the tier, we're not ending of the tier. But I was so bored of that, you know, if you see my money there, yeah, I don't have any money for a lot of things. I mean, not to say that, you know, you guys are going to charge me for the clear. That's not it. My point is that I don't have enough money for pots and gearing in general for Black Mage, and then if I went on tank instead, I don't know. I'm just... Maybe I'm just a little salty still about 8 in particular. So do I, to be fair. That's what I'm kind of banking on when it comes to when we come back from next year. I'm just very finicky, let's just say that much. Then again, I have rolled with you guys. If you told me to go, yeah, just go PF, it's not that difficult, I would be like, yeah, no, that's not happening. But since it's with you guys and I have rolled with you all before, that's a major difference. So that actually might be enough to convince me otherwise. Yep. I'm gonna kick anything this time, is she? Number, okay, no. You're getting all the cards, man. Now she's gonna kick something. I was right about that. Ooh, man, all these thunderclap procs. Oh no, I missed one. I knew that one. I was like, did I make it? I wouldn't be so certain. Well, I know I mentioned it before that, you know, going back to, you know, the fact that I've rolled with y'all before, is that I'm a relative. Wait, I'm just gonna eat it. I'm a relatively introverted person, despite everything about the internet or streaming and whatnot. So running with people that I don't know always just puts me off. But again, because I know y'all's. Standing over here. Come on, explode. Oh boy. Lived. Let me also focus a little bit too. Oh, this buggery. I didn't get clipped by that. Lucky me. And I'm not as high as I was in the other one. I was always around 4th or 5th. Now I'm in, maybe 3rd, I think on the last one, but now I'm at like 6, 7. So this team has a little bit better PS overall. Ooh, she's facing a different way. I'm got lucky on that one. So let's see. Now, I will say that since we do ours blind, I never look at a guide, but now at this point, I'd be like, yeah, no, that might actually be not a bad idea. Let's just look. Actually looks pretty cool. I need it just for the glam. Especially since it's open roll anyway. Let's see. A movie? Miscue Redemption? Oh, that one. Now I got it. The literal MSQ roulette, right? And then, yeah, I guess suppose. I'd have to confirm all our theories from part 1 first before I did anything else, really. Right? That's exactly what the worst could be. She's doing a lot better on this particular fight, surprisingly enough. Oh god, why? I hate this. I hate this so much. I remember coming here on Black Mage with this part of the fight and I hated it. Ah! Yeah, I'm gonna die. Oh wow, I survived. Woo! Gotta get away from the middle there. Yeah, I figured. I was like, I didn't see what the last one was. Yeah. Well, that was because I ran into the wall. I was an idiot. That's fine. Rip my diff. Rip myself. Yeah, as a caster, I hate this fight. When I'm on tank, it's just like, okay, whatever, this isn't that bad. But on a caster, it's just like... Hey, hey, don't move. Stop it. We're good. Yeah, no duh. We still haven't met my griefing way. You know, it would have been cool if the second phase actually was entirely fighting Nald and Thal separately. More than them recombining after their ult and then just doing the same stuff in the first half. Or whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Who's that Pokemon? It's Dio! Whee! I was from chat, by the way. I actually like most of the near fights, being honest. That's a personal preference thing, I know. There's some things that are frustrating about them. Also because of the fact I do like Nier Automata. I had played it before that had come out, so all that stuff was actually right up my alley. I got a lot of cards, so I'm going to give that to her. Do I have asthma? I think I do. Yeah, unobtained. Okay. I'll pass on these just because I have them already. That actually looks really cool. Read it. See what happens. Heaven's Ward. The final ones were really cool for me in Heaven's Ward, the final one. But that's only because it had a lot of build up from previous fights in some of the dungeons and whatnot. It was kind of like a sequel thing, so it was really cool. Plus the DBZ Beam Struggle was pretty cool. Stormbloods. Those Stormbloods again? Oh, that was, yeah, Evilise. Maybe just because I wasn't a big Final Fantasy Tactics fan. Tactics slash 12. So it didn't really do anything for me. The math boss actually was pretty frustrating. I don't like the ARR one though. It might be just hindsight. But the whole Crystal Tower raids were kind of like meh for me. Not that it was bad, it was just meh. If I had to rank them, not counting this one because we're incomplete so far, I want to be fair. I'm only going to count the complete Alliance raids. We have, bottom would be probably Evilise, Crystal Tower, but they're kind of interchangeable, those two. Yeah, I think I would take the Stormblood, not Stormblood, sorry, Heaven's Ward raid then, and then Nier on top, personally. Well, that's the problem. That's what bores me. I don't want that kind of boring thing. I'd rather it be more active. That's probably why I don't like Crystal Tower. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's great that I can turn my brain off and whatever, but oh, let me go do laundry things real quick while I queue up. Technically, I should probably queue up again so I have another upgrade material. Yeah, but you don't have to. It's a 24-man. 24-man automatically makes it so you don't have to deal with it too much. Math boss is, I think, the only one where you're like, okay, no. You do it or you're gonna be really in trouble. Literally only on one boss. Oh yeah, that could kill you though. You're right. That one. Honestly, the red twins are annoying even in freaking Nier Automata. So that one I tend to kind of block out of my brain. At some point though, I want to go and do all the Nier games for stream. I should be very clear. I've done Automata on stream before, but I want to go redo it after going in order, time order for how that goes. I'm gonna do Drakengard 3, 1, get the Nier Replicant remake that came out, and then go back to Nier Automata. Somebody. Not even a red mage. I see the book. You're a summoner. And it's also because of the fact that, again, I'm going to chalk the fact that I really like the Nier raids to the fact that I played Nier Automata. And I enjoyed the hell out of that game. So I think it's probably the aesthetic that kind of bumps it up. If I was to try and rip the aesthetic out of every single Alliance raid and just think mechanically. Let me start there. Let's do that. Just to be fair, because I might be, you're right in that I might be giving Nier an unfair advantage due to the aesthetic differences. Other than the hacking, let me rephrase that. Other than the Red Queen, let's call it, boss, I can't think of anything else that I really hated mechanically. That is specifically the mechanics, not people effing up the mechanics. Because now I'm remembering, was that in the first raid or the second raid? When we had the three airborne mini-bosses, not mini-bosses, but bosses. And basically if the tanks pointed the lasers at each other, oof. That was the second, now I think about it, yeah, that is definitely the second. I remember now going down the hallway and then we fought the ball of bodies. Yeah, other than the Red Queen, actually okay with most of the bosses. The boss mechanics, personally. Then again, be very clear. What was Shadowbringers? I haven't ranked Shadowbringers, did I? That was Nier, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Nier. That was Nier. I'm an idiot. That was Nier. I'm an idiot. Oh god. Okay, but that might be the clear thing why I don't like the earlier raids, because the earlier raids I was in Crystal Tower. I was Black Mage because if I was raiding really late into the cycle. I raided like right before the last year of Bahamut came out, and I was raiding on Black Mage. And then I became a healer for the little bits of Alexander that I did pull off. No, healer or bard, because that was bow mage. Yes, but I did healer on a couple of them. Then I was a healer or DPS. No, I ended up on ninja toward the end of the second tier of Stormblood when I took a break. Okay, but there you go. I started way back in ARR, so maybe because I played them when they first come out, it feels better for me. But since you can turn your brain off on those earlier ones, I'm remembering what they were at release, you know? And so the only reason I don't, and that's why I'm thinking I'm maybe being unfair to Crystal Tower, because Crystal Tower, I think, now you can kind of turn your brain off, like overall, in any of those fights. It doesn't really matter. But back then, the only one that you could still kind of turn your brain off, like back then and now, except it's even worse now than it was back then, is Circus Tower. But World of Darkness, there were certain fights where you really couldn't turn your brain off on content. Yeah, there's that too. But specifically, I'm remembering freaking Labyrinth of the Ancients on content was a pain. The Circus Tower, yeah, mechanics you just skipped. There's a mechanic I wish I could see again, specifically in Circus Tower, but I can't. I can't see it because we just burned down the boss too fast. It's the big boss with the winged helmet. There's a part where basically he makes the entire middle of the arena, you know, unlivable. And you gotta start hopping around, defeating on the outside of the arena, defeating, you know, ads as you go across. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I want to see that again though, but we just kill it too fast. You see most of the mechanics of almost everything else except for that one. Don't get me wrong, there's some mechanics that we don't see still, but they're mechanics that, you know, are inconsequential for the most part. We just had a stat squish and we still can't do it. But it is what it is, you know? And I haven't been a Dragoon since ARR. That was my first class. I was a Lancer coming in. Nobody misses that slot. Nobody misses that slot. It was literally the only slot that can't be glamored. Period. Like, okay, there's an argument, oh, you don't see rings or bracelets. Yeah, but that depends on your glamour. No. The pants didn't give a shit what belts you were wearing. The belts didn't change. That was a holdover from 1.0. You actually could change out the belts and it looked different. But they're like, nah, that's too much. But we'll keep them because they're there and they provide stats. I mean, way back when, I believe it was in Heaven's Ward last, you could meld main stat materia into your gear. Let's see if I remember how to Red Mage. Probably not, but you know. Ow. I don't know how to Red Mage that much that I can be efficient at it at the very least. Boom. I'm at like 16th because I'm not really doing this that well. Those are being knocked is getting knocked that way, so I am standing here. Oof, just barely. Yeah, I don't like boring stuff, really. That's why I keep switching tank classes whenever I get bored. Then at least it switches it up for me and I get something new. You know? I forgot that I could res. I'm helping. He's gonna knock that away. At least raised one healer and I think I might have gotten the other one. Oh, good. What's that? Ugh. Oh, let me see what you said. Yeah, red mage anymore either. Summoner's just too easy. That's why I don't do it. That's what I was saying. Yeah, you can summon primals. Yeah, it looks cooler. I will admit it looks a lot cooler than red mage. But I do like red mage a lot more than summoner. You know, people have been saying that since Heaven's Word, and we still haven't gotten it. Just saying. I'm not trying to dissuade you or disprove you, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be the case. Heck, we got Phoenix, which technically didn't show up until... there's this. And Phoenix, not a lot of people know exists in the game already, just because it's in Bahamut. I'll hold on to this. Even the name of that last ability? Hold again. There we go. Scorching Resolution. Actually interested to see what new classes we'll get entirely in the next X-Pack. do this. Oh, okay, that interrupts that. That's nice to know. I didn't realize that. There we go, that's what it is. Let's go. Bad. Yeah, I'm having to really focus because I really haven't been moved seriously in a while. Even then, I don't think I'm doing it all that well either. And Resolution kind of feels like about as bad as the stuff that Dark Knight got. Not bad, not bad. Very, very
Sloppy.
extremely sloppy. But you know, whenever I can get affiliate on Twitch, I'll put like these sound effects available for you guys to hit and whatnot, but until then, I will be the one to control them. After this, I think I'll do the expert roulette, and then we will finish it up. Night. Come on. Alright. Dazi. I'm also curious, considering that we're gonna get the next tier, but also the story's coming out. So, why is pandemonium in the present times? Questions for later.
Aether, 日清と焦がれ合おうだ。公園まといし我が縁線。ひとたび触れば浄土と化す。
I didn't make it. Bye. We got kicks. Maybe too late for whatever. Okay. Oh god, I went as a caster again into here, even though I switched casters. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I got clipped by that. Got greedy. Fancy Valentine. Man, I was running out of MP. I must have a lot of spell speed. Holy moly. I was like, wait, why can't I cast my next spell? What's going on? Oh, 0 MP. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Oh yeah, no, it's totally Lucid Dream, but I just didn't realize. I just totally didn't realize is what the problem was. I had Lucid Dreaming for sure, because I wasn't using it. I'm just so used to Black Mage where I don't need Lucid Dreaming or else I'm dead. Because I have the freaking Umbral Ice to help me out there. Nice! Let's take a look at my calculation monkey. Said something about 69 and it was pretty nice. Oh, somebody oopsie daisied. More like 6.9, but you know. You take what you can, right? I know that most of my gear has spell speed on it because, again, Black Mage, so yeah. Oops. Not bad. Oh no. Dang it. Nope, not fast enough. I will say that the healers are on point. Now, the only time I had to res was early on. But now I should be lucid dreaming because I definitely will be out of MP soon. I have to cast these other ones. Come on, come on. Oh, we're back to this again. Right. Oh god. Where am I? I'm gonna die again because I have no idea where to go. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm just unsure of where would be the most safe. Alrighty. That got me some MP back, so that's nice. I stopped casting for safety's sake. The first one's knocked back, okay. This time I better pay attention because I kind of got clipped on the last one. For reasons that were only my own fault, so I can't really say. Mada mada. Back here. Okay, we're gonna knock that away. I was gonna say if possible, but it's just like legit it would be possible. Come back here, you cowards! Alrighty. Get over here. Oh, the music is... Okay, going back to the complaints earlier a little bit with mechanicals and whatnot. You gotta admit, though, the music is always bangers. Doesn't matter. Mechanics might be frustrating. Everything else, no, music's always banging. Let's go. That's the one thing that kind of keeps me going every single time. It's like, okay, I like the music. The music's kind of cool. Let's go. Hell yeah. I'll tell a story about our first clear Brute Justice normal mode, because this was really early on in my raiding career. Oh, that was the same. Oof. It was the same, man. I was gonna start resing, but finished it. No. Hey, where's me? Go to the healers. Not getting anything in there. How's the scouting one look? It's pretty cool. I'll read it. Yes. Yes. And pass. I get the scouting one, we'll see. But to tell my story about Brute Justice. So we were having some trouble in the first phase because we were really undergeared. Just because we were trying things out. We didn't get very far, obviously, in the first tier of Alexander because of Faust. But we were having some frustrating times, you know, some people not moving around, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then all of a sudden, you know, it went from that first part that basically had the usual, you know, the usual boss thing, nothing too crazy. With the, oh, I forgot the name of the four-legged one, this mini four-legged one. Anyway, but then they connected and the music changed to freaking Brute Justice. Beep, 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 and then we just had fun. At that point, it was just like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. This is fun. We were getting frustrated. We're like, oh my God, can we stop? This is annoying. Stop it. Then all of a sudden, beep, 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 beep. I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Anyway, let me do an extreme expert, not extremes. Oh, I don't get the. They're not. Okay, I was about to say. They're not dropping the. I guess they stopped dropping it from the. It's only in leveling, yeah. Only in leveling and Lions, huh? That's a shame. Well, I need the tokens anyway, so that's what I need. Speaking of Alexander. Actually, I have the Alexander Sword and Shield on my paladin right now. I believe it's actually the Brute Justice one. If not, it's the Alexander Prime, but I can't remember. Also, going back to that, just because you didn't answer earlier, should I glamour to a different race from Emerald now that I'm playing a caster? Wrong stab strings. I do have to remind myself that I should actually probably, well, it depends on what we're fighting next year. I think only P4. Right? In technicality? Maybe P6? I don't think we've had any, you know, hot bosses out of the current tier. E4 is an argument for sure. I'm not gay, but I can definitely find him attractive. We have some ladies in the raid group, so maybe horny bonks are warranted. I mean, when she's not a tree, but when she is a tree, she's not that hot. I'm sorry. I don't know what you saw while she's a tree. Okay? You can make the argument for 6 if you ignore the tentacles coming out of her arms and whatnot, but 7, I don't know, my man. I couldn't tell you. I love how everybody kind of takes off of head, but it's just like, I need to establish hate first because people are going to steal it from me. Come on, man. Tentacles. Hey man, I won't kink shame. Alrighty, what do we got? I need to remember how to paladin too. I need to remember how to do a lot of things. I need to adjust for the newest version of Black Mage, but I need to remember how to do the stuff that I used to do. Oh right, this first boss. Ugh, I hate this first boss. Whenever trash is a boss, it's so boring. Ugh. Some, Okay. Oh, spam, yeah. No, that's how it is, but it's, like I said, I'm bored. It only is fun in, like, Black Mage, really, and even then. Just because sometimes some of this stuff just decides to die so quick, I don't have any options. Because I'm casting and then they kill it so quick. I did that too fast. I was just noticing that other range was just hopping around. It's like, what the heck are you doing? And I realized, oh, they're a bard. Never mind. They can hop out if they want. Everybody hop. Pass. Ooh. That actually looks cool. I want it. Will I get it? Who knows? Who knows? I think tomorrow I'll do RE7, and then on Thursday we'll come back to 14. Alrighty. I feel like I'm doing a speedrun tech. With the fact that I kept spinning around, it was just out of range enough. just remembered the Gorn blade is a little bit different. I mean, like, I remembered that it was separate. I didn't quite remember that it was, not a, what's it called, a dot anymore. Whoa, we were killing it. I mean, to be expected, but I was... I DPSing the, wow, okay. I mean, it's a bard. I can't complain too much. I'm playing a little bit. Not enough to do anything, but you're like, huh, weird. Yeah, I know. And they're raising everybody else's DPS. It's one of those things that I just kind of like, whenever I'm second on a list of 4, it's kind of like, but it's not terrible. It is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it. We're clearing the content, that's all that matters. I think there's some drop points here. Okay, so AoE on bottom of the pack. That's fair enough. I'll take that. Single target. No one way or the other. Oh, you weren't here when that first came down? Ah, mate. Charge isn't ready. I mean, it's alright. There's a couple things that I don't like, you know, but I really don't like the fact that they're getting rid of dots overall. Like, bards are literally the last bastion of dots now. But, it's whatever. Although, one change that they did make that I did like was the Divine Veil change. Healers don't do DPS. Come on, man. I was being facetious and you know it. What happened to Kuro? I was getting clipped by something, jeez. Sure, you might want to LB sometime soon, huh? You can hit it in time. Dang it. Oh well. There. I'm just favoriting the healers tonight for reasons. Maybe you don't. But yeah, no. Yeah, okay, so healer dots too. The healer DPS rotation is kind of garbage though. Keep your dot up and hit your one button. Boom, 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 boom. If there happens to be an AoE situation in the fight, which there hasn't really been that much in these tiers, but you know, if it happens to come up, then maybe you do the AoE one button. At the very least, it's not much of a DPS rotation if there is DPS being done by the healers. And to be fair, yeah, you're right. Fair enough. We didn't have a Sage this tier, so I didn't think about it that much. We had a Scholar and White Mage. Classic combo. Actually, what are we gonna get next year now I think about it? I saw my Black Mage promotion, let's call it. Might have a different setup because one of our people wanted to try and do week 1 clears and we're trying to do blind as we. So, Warrior Dark it looks like would be our new tanks. Not that it really mattered because of the fact that we got a White Mage and then the DPS is moving to, he used to heal apparently. Stav is going to do shield healing. It says Scholar Sage, so we'll see what he does. Blim, he's going back to Dragoon, and he's a really good Dragoon. If Noel stays, he's going Reaper and Dancer. Oh, switching from Bard to Dancer. That'll be interesting. Realize. Everybody's, with the exception of Sashi, who went basically, everybody technically changed their roles to some degree or another, because Sashi went from being the shield healer back to being the pure healer. But everybody else changed their roles entirely. Kiori went from being the pure healer down to Dragoon again. He was our Dragoon the first tier. Noel was my code tank that we picked up. Went over to Reaper. Robert was our Samurai? Reaper. Melee. He was the Samurai. Because I think Mark was our Reaper last year. I think this one will. Oh no, it might go to... Well, it depends on whether Noel stays. You know one of the things I loved on the first year though? Because we had a healer that was, what's it called? We had a healer that was an Astro, and I was on Dark Knight mostly. For openers, I got melee cards, and it was just like, yes! Let's go! Oh, I miss those days. I miss those days. I definitely, if I'm gonna need to do anything, did I not click on the thing? Must be having some horrendous lag right now. I have to double check that, because if that's gonna impact my raid stuff, I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do. If that's not just a one-off, since I just finished updating the client today, it might just need some good chance to settle. You know? Like, if I'm gonna stay with my strong staff bonker, let's call it. Well, Ast is hard to do, to be fair. I'm gonna give it that. You know? It's really, really hard. Because to manage the cards and everything else they have to do. The last time I looked at Ast, am I max on Ast? I don't remember. I am, okay. A lot of things have changed since the last time I played Ast, which was early Stormblood, I think. Now that it's a pure healer instead of the 50-50 that it was at that point in time. A little bit more difficult for me to kind of keep up. But I think that's half the problem, is the asks are just really hard to do. White Mage Healing Rise is nearly brain dead. What does Ast have that would... Like, I get White Mages not healing, you know, they have a lot of stuff to be doing otherwise, quotation marks, of the two pure healers, right? Because they've got, obviously, their glaring rotation, no shit, right? Plus they have so much off GCD heals, it's just like, why would they even need GCD's heal ever? You know? Astra, on the other hand, never healing. Busy with cards, maybe, but every minute you get two cards. Oh no, that seems a little weird. They also have a lot of off GCD options too. Not as much as White Mage, mind you, but you know, pretty damn good otherwise. Well, that's why I only in combat, okay. I know that they changed Minor Arcana. Instead of being full card, switch to Minor Arcana if you don't like what you pulled. It's Minor Arcana has its own separate draw. Yeah. It's the same thing on White Mage, if I'm being honest. Hots should always be rolling, in general. And bubble, you know. Like that should be, bubble for raid white should always be a thing, just hands down, because it's the most raid wides, you're not doing much else. And I'm including the ones obviously outside of the ults, where they're not targetable. Because yeah, you could be hitting another GCD, but why? %, down and 100 potency regen. Yeah, I know that, I get that, but it's one of those things that you just pop it literally like a server tick or so before the thing, and it applies. It's the same. To me, that's an excuse. Anybody, oh, but you have to stay and hold it. Excuse you, but on Paladin, when I did Paladin, with my two main tanks, I do all 3 or 4 tanks, depending on, you know, if we have a warrior or whatnot. All of Shadowbringers, I wasn't able to do warrior because my code tank was a warrior. And then my code tank on the first tier was a warrior, but then it was kind of alternating technically over. I never really did warrior too much, let's just say, but I don't mind doing warrior. But most of the time, I'm basically either the White Knight or the Dark Knight, right? Those are my two choices, my two personal choices, if I was to give them the choice. And that's the same shit with Passage of Arms. All you have to do is sit there for a server tick before it goes off, and then you can move. It applies and it'll stay, and you'll be fine. The regen stays, of course, but the shield stays as well, or the hit, and then you don't need to worry about it. The only time you need to worry about it is if there's a bleed. But at that point, that's where either the regen from that shield or your HOTS overall should take over. It wouldn't matter for me because all I'm doing is deflecting damage in general with Passage of Arms. So all I need to do is boom, bam from the first hit, and we're done. We move on. But as you say, they're Garbo then, because they can't. Oh, but I can't time that close. Then you're Garbo, and you have either you're Garbo in general with the job, right? Or you haven't learned the fight well enough to time when you can stop and do that for that server tick and then move on. You know? Yes. Will it drop your DPS? Absolutely. Will it majorly drop off to the point where you're garbage? No. And guess what? You don't have to reset. Because again, the goal is to clear, not to have the highest DPS, unless you've already established that that was the goal when you first came in. But knowing where you guys are, and especially where my team would have been at, that's not the goal. The goal is to clear and get more gear. Get over yourselves, you know? Rated on every single roll now I think about it. It's like I said, I did Black Mage way back in the day, and I'm gonna do it again. I've been doing tank more recently. I've done healer, and I've done physical range. Did ninja for a time too. Fun times. To be fair, I don't think I've potted all that much until more recently. Wait. What? If they're not tossing cards at least once a minute, if not twice a minute, because again, 30-second cooldown, right? What are they missing out on? They're missing out on something specific with all the seals. Hold on. Astrodyne. So you get an MP regen, you know, assuming that your seals are garbage, but that's, you know, RNG, you can't do much about it. You get faster cast times and recast times on top of the MP regen if you get 2, which probably averaging out will probably be the most often, right? And if you get all 3, you get a damage increase. You want to be throwing out that stuff as often as possible, because look, the recast on Astrodyne is 1 second. all you're waiting for is getting 3 cards so you can get 3 seals. And granted, that you want to keep throwing out cards till you get 3 seals specifically so that you can get the 3 different seals so you can get the damage increase, fine. But that means you have to be throwing out cards on the reg. And you should always be drawing minor arcana. And granted, that's not cards that you would see on the regular because it's either damage or healing, but plus macro, come on, macro Cosmo. Oh yeah, no, hands down. I will beat that drum for sure. Ast is way more difficult to play than White Mage is. Like, I used to play Ast back when it was, you know, a 50-50. I always played it as the shield healer. Basically Ast Scholar, right? And I was always the shielding. When Ast moved over now to being pure healer, I kind of flip-flop between Sage and Scholar when I heal on occasion. But White Mage is my go-to pure healer. Like, I can't do Ast. It's too much for my ADD brain to keep track of. Later. Oh yeah. Because they need to rework, and it's the fact that they've been reworking quotation marks Ast, right? Since it came out, they, much like with Summoner, they've been reworking it and reworking it and reworking it and reworking it, trying to get it to where they want it to be. They have, because originally, those cards were either garbage cards or great cards. The balance used to be, and that's why the balance Discord is called that, the balance used to be a potency increase. And you could attach either a time increase, like, so basically instead of the 15 seconds, let's just say, I don't remember what the timing was, instead of the 15 seconds that the balance would increase your potency, it would be a full 30, because you doubled the length. Or it would be a potency increase, so in 15 seconds, it would be double the potency, so instead of a 10% increase, it's a 20% increase. Or you could spread it to everybody, but it would half the potency. So 15 seconds of 5% potency to everybody, you know? And then you had, like I said, the balanced damage. What was it? Fear. What were the cards? Hold on. I need to remember. If I look at them now, I'll remember. The bowl was actually a defensive one. It would increase, you know, decrease damage taken. Arrow, I believe, was the skill / spell speed increase. Fear was a cooldown decrease. So you want to spend all your off GCDs if you were underneath the spear. Ewer was an MP regen, and Spire was a, this was back in the day with TP. On the physical classes, TP regen. So, for the most part, Ewer was important, TP not so much, because it depended on the class. Bull, emergencies, not really useful. Balance, always keep for use, because that's potency increase for one person or everybody. Spear was okay to throw out, because again, cooldown decrease. And then, you know, arrow, don't give it to TP using classes because they will bleed their TP like crazy. But give it to like Black Mage, they'll eat that shit up for days. But now it's just potency increases for everybody, but like, eh. You see, like 6 if you put it on the right type of class, and then 3 for everything else. And you can only give it to one class. One person instead of spreading it amongst everybody. And then, oh, my favorite thing way back in the day, now I think about it, was Celestial Opposition. There it is. That used to actually even extend cards, so I could throw out a balance, a spread balance. Spread is the one where you spread it to everybody, right? Because you had, what was it? It was extended spread and and the potency increase at the end. Anyway, but I could do a spread balance, and then I extended it by like 5 seconds for everyone by using Celestial Opposition. It was so good. The problem was that obviously there was a lot to keep track of. But you didn't have to keep track of seals. Those things didn't exist, so it was just a matter of the buffs that these things gave. But for sure, yeah, White Mage is just so much easier to play. Because it's... I don't want to call it brain dead, because it's not absolutely brain dead. Especially at the higher levels. But it's definitely not as, you know, inky place intensive as Ask tends to be. Actually, I think Ask might be the most difficult healer, hands down. Yeah, because looking at all this other stuff... Oh yeah, for sure, hands down. That's why I made the joke specifically earlier about but they're healers, why are they DPSing? Because obviously I don't believe. They're, you know, not either prepping for something, like incoming damage, etc., etc., or actively doing damage. Those are your two things when you're not actively healing. That's why when I was on Black Mage earlier in Floracia, right? I laughed when I was at like 1,600 health. Because either the healers were doing good or they weren't, and I was just that low, but they got me back up again, so I was okay. But at that moment, I wasn't gonna blame the healers that I took that much damage. I'm a squishy freaking Black Mage. And I had some things that were my fault anyway. I had the Cheeto dust on me, so. Yeah, I think it's my opinion that as of right now, things could change obviously in the future, but right now the Astrologian is the most difficult healer to play. I've always said, and this goes across all classes, what happened? I'm confused. But I've always said that a good class will have a low skill floor but a high skill ceiling. That way people who like to play the class have a challenge to get them all the way there, but a low skill floor to get people to come in the door. The problem with the Astrologian is its skill floor is medium to medium high, in my opinion. White Mage, the skill floor is like near the bottom of all healers. And actually its skill ceiling is kind of low too, so that needs to get adjusted. To some degree. As if you're a DPS and there's not an AoE coming out for the next 3 minutes though, yeah, everybody's got a self-tick hot. If there's not going to be something that's going to hit you in the next couple minutes, I'm not going to heal you. But tanks always are getting hit, so if it's on tanks, that's a problem. But on anything else where you're definitely not going to get hit anytime soon, at least that's not your fault because you stood in something, might not heal you. In leveling roulette, to be fair. But also, to be fair, I would probably hit an AoE heal or a hot or something. I'm not directly healing you. I promise you that. You're not supposed to be hit by anything in the next couple minutes. I'm giving you a GCD heal. Yeah. It all depends on whether or not I have an off GCD heal for you, and then obviously a hot otherwise. I would hit at least something that would hit everybody just to get you up, because it'll still help because it hits somebody else. Like especially on something like a Sage, I'm thinking just because I'm on here. Nixocoli. The Physis, because that's off GCD. Especially the Physis that includes the hot. It helps healing the tank. Let me go with, since I'm already thinking about skill floor, skill ceiling, I think all of the tanks, if I'm being honest, all of the tanks have a pretty low skill floor. They can only do like skill floor in comparison to each other, but like generalized skill floor, I think they're pretty low. It's really easy to get to tank nowadays. Those ceilings, on the other hand, I feel like probably warrior would be the highest skill ceiling. No, not warrior. Sorry, gunbreaker. Gunbreaker first, then warrior. And Dark Knight the Paladin. Paladin's still brain dead, despite the changes. In fact, it's probably even more brain dead. That's probably why I hopped off it. Yeah. Paladin is more brain dead than it's ever been before because you don't have to keep track of a dot anymore. Literally go back and go forth, go back and go forth, go back and go forth. It was the same before, but at least you had some timings to kind of line up for like your dot from Goring Blade. But now the Goring Blade doesn't have a dot on it. It's just a off GCD. Actually, let me rephrase that. It is a GCD, but it's not on the GCD. The only dot that there is still is on Circle of Scorn. Wait, they do? I just realized that Paladin has technically a dot still with Circle of Scorn. I haven't meleeed in a while, really seriously. Oh, you're right, Chaos Thrust still has its dot. Wait, it still has a dot? Huh, yeah, demolish. I'm also thinking of 1-inch punch, to be fair. It doesn't exist anymore. Reaper doesn't have a dot, but it does have something to be maintained at least. It has its, my brain's not seeing it right now, but I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this thing with Death's Design, Shadow of Death. Or Death Design DD, right? Whether it's Whirl of Death or Shadow of Death, but to apply Death's Design. Not a dot, but it's something that still is equivalent thereof of trying to make. See, I wouldn't mind dots disappearing if there was more of that, right? Ninja doesn't have a dot anyway, does it? Oh yeah, technically it does if you count the 4 dot, right? You told me. There's no other dots. You can tell I haven't finished everything either. Really? You'd rather have a dot than DD? It's about as equivalent because all you're doing is managing the timer. As far as what my brain would be kind of keeping in mind when I'm thinking about that, you know? Granted, the effect is, as you always forget. And yeah, losing the dot would be less painful than losing DD, you're right. But what I'm saying is, I would, and I say that, but now we're establishing that there's a lot of dots still in place. Does Samurai have a dot? I don't think it. think they got rid of it. Anything? Oh wait, that's was increased damage dealt. Sorry. Reduced weapon time. I don't see a dot. Oh, right. Higenbana. Okay, yeah, Higenbana. You're absolutely right. So, you're right in that they're not, I guess in generalized, they're not removing dots. But if they are to some degree or another, because I just remembered also, I say they're removing dots, and then I remembered I have to keep Thunder up on freaking Black Mage. I'm an idiot. Maybe it's just because they got rid of all the dots related to freaking Summoner, so it gave me a heart attack. And Red Mage doesn't have a dot either. They did get rid of all the dots, right? I'm not an idiot. Yeah. They kept Fester, but they got rid of the dots. Fester used to be, its damage was related to the dots. Summer has a floor dot? What? Is that a... Oh, Garuda, you're right. Garuda has the floor dot. You're right, you're right. Okay. Machinist doesn't have a dot, does it? I mean, Flamethrower, I guess, technically is a dot. Oh, wait, Bioblaster. There you go. Never mind. I'll take it back. Wildfire! It gets applied all at once. I mean, like, I get why you would consider it a dot, but meh. Bioblaster, though. Bioblaster has a dot on it, so. Bard still has dots, we know that. Dancer doesn't have a dot, does it? I don't think so. I don't PvP at all, so. A Blaster 72. Don't you mean they give it to everybody who's not their partner? But anyway, point being is that if they were considering getting rid of dots because of that, because of, you know, I guess the server tick stuff and people getting frustrated with that, I wouldn't mind Death Design in particular because it's still a management of a timer. Now, to your point, yes. If you forget it, it's more painful, for sure. Hands down, I agree. So don't forget it. I would say I would, like, if they were to give it to Dragoon, to your point, Sarah, right? I would say make Chaos Thrust not a dot, but a Death Design. It's still part of your rotation, but it just does that instead of give you a dot. Fortunately, that would probably lower all the they would probably, to balance that, but probably have to lower all the potencies for every single move too. I'm at 83 on my Dragoon here. What are my levels at? Well, it's most of my DPS that I didn't finish. Dragoon, Ninja, Reaper, machinist and dancer. Can't go blue mage, but the amount of work it takes for me to do that. But everything's at least level 80, so it's just a matter of just pushing it all the way up to 90. Oh, I'm not even done with all my crafters either. There's my gatherers at least. Any users. I need to get to bed because I got some stuff to do tomorrow. Oh. Dragoon Ass in 7.0. Ass definitely needs it. Dragoon kind of needs it for sure. Ninja also kind of needs a little bit of a rework. Not a major one. Aren't they looking at Paladin for 7.02 now that they've made the initial change that they did this past? This past change for Paladin was very specifically like a first step, just to kind of balance it out. Because again, Paladins. Yeah, I remember them saying something to that degree, just because Paladin's biggest weakness this tier, specifically this tier, was the fact that their biggest strength, being able to hit the enemy from distance with a lot of power, was not very well used by comparison to everybody else. So everybody else could keep up time, so they looked like they fell behind when really they didn't. They just got a lot of weaker skills because they could hit things from ranged where others couldn't. The one big change I did like to Paladin in specific was the combination stuff that we can do with Fighter Flight and Requiescat going through Holy Spirit and Confiteor combo. And specifically the change they made to Divine Veil. It was such an annoyance for Paladin to literally be the only one that does not have a circular AoE party-wide defensive, right? That is automatically activated. Like, the only problem that it's still there is the fact that it's doesn't get applied to you. The defensive doesn't get applied to you. Yeah, technically Divine Veil, the only thing that's changed from before the rework to now is the fact that you had to get a direct GCD heal from someone. Yourself, the healers, the red mage, the summoner, because it does have physic technically, someone with that on for it to apply. Now it just auto applies, and that should have been the way it should have been from the start. Because while I would like the defensive to apply to me as well, the fact that Paladins have Divine Veil and Passage of Arms make it so, okay, maybe I don't need it. Because of the fact that the other tanks only have their AoE bits. Dark Missionary. There's a Dark Missionary, Shake It Off, and Heart of Light. Those auto applying to themselves is fine by me. But the fact that I had to stop to heal to get that to get triggered, or the healers had to stop to heal me to get that triggered. It depends on how much it gets in the way of gameplay. If it gets in the way of gameplay in the way of, okay, let me rethink on how to go through my rotation on this, etc., so on and so forth, right? That's one thing. But if it's a matter of exactly what you're saying, it gets in the way of gameplay because either I have to stop my rotation to interrupt my combo so I can hit freaking Clemency, or beg my healers to interrupt their damage dealing to heal me directly. Yeah. If it's just a matter of rethinking, you know, certain things, like the rework as a whole. Okay, I'm just so used to going 1-2 Growing Blade, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2 goring blade with, you know, in between. Now I'm readjusting. Even though it's called a goring blade, the flavor is not quite there. It's, you know, it is what it is. Like, what was really funny is there was it took forever for paladins to get something that was like, you know, what we consider paladins, magic knights, right? Because actually in Japan they're called knights, so the fact that they didn't have any magic spells at first actually made complete sense. But obviously from now, you know, a lot of people over here call them paladins, and paladins for us are magic knights to some degree. Not actual magic knights, but at least holy knights. So the fact that we didn't have any kind of healing stuff, or you know, like a spirit and shit like that, took us by surprise. Anyway, I'm gonna pass out because I gotta go to work and I actually gotta do some stuff with the car. Work stuff. So, I will see you guys later. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow we'll be doing Resident Evil 7 just to have like a good, you know, different thing to do. But then we'll come back to FFXIV on Thursday. And then P3P, I think, again on Friday. We'll do that. That way I don't have to be actively kind of like in the game with the little guy around. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. You've been 10 out of 10 with me, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever it is that you are.